All right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Starting this episode off right. Oh, hello, everyone. I want to welcome you all to a very special edition of T-Stop T-Talk, our Christmas edition.
That's right.
Oh, yes, where we have loads and loads of gear for your new cameras, whether it be a GoPro or a new smartphone that's got filming capabilities, or you were lucky enough to get what they call a real camera. Whether you bought it for yourself or someone got it for you.
As long as you got a camera, I mean,
Exactly.
that's what matters.
Exactly. This is the episode to tell you about all the accessories that you could want or need for
right.
said camera.
And that requires this. All right.
Okay, so in this episode, we're going to talk everything smartphone. So smartphone add-on lenses, filters, media you may want, SD cards, better mics for it, stands, gimbals, all that type of stuff. Just to take that already good phone to the next level and just get you some really high-end quality stuff.
So before we start, our tea is actually kind of unique.
Oh, yes.
We have an Advent calendar, an Advent tea calendar, I should say.
Advent tea.
So mine says it's organic green tea with Garcinia, cinnamon, ginseng, and acai berry. I know I'm mispronouncing this.
Oh.
Acai berry.
Acai. Yeah, it's like acai. Yeah, acai berry. That's what it is. Mine here is an organic white tea with cinnamon, cocoa, coconut, and lychee. So very, very festive. Oh yeah, and it actually tastes really, really good as well.
Oh yeah, I can feel the acai power.
Oh yeah. I remember the first time that I had ever saw the word or heard of acai, I believe was at a Starbucks. Like a couple of years ago. I was like, what is acai? So as you can see on the table, we have a myriad of accessories.
A
lot of stuff to
and we also have Doctor Who, who's just flown in for this episode.
Oh, yeah. Gotta have the doctor. But with all this gear, you see, it's a lot of gear. So the first thing I think you should always think about getting, because inevitably, no matter what you do, you're going to acquire gear and more gear and more gear and more gear.
It just grows.
It grows, and you're going to need something to carry all that gear when you're going from place to place, whether it's traveling or going from the studios, shooting things, is going out in the park.
Which, by the way, I got to say, Anthony's got one of the coolest drone backpacks I've ever seen. I mean, it's just, he opens it up and drones just pop out.
Oh, yeah.
But you've got something for these.
Exactly,
right.
something. So for all this filmmaking gear, so I want to start with having a good backpack. See? And this one that I have here is actually I guess it's called a low pro, and this is actually the Drone Guard BP250 bag that I actually got when I think it was shortly after I started with my drones, because I actually used this to carry a couple of drones before I shifted over to it just being, I guess, ground camera stuff, because my drones quickly outgrew this backpack.
They will do that. I have one drone, and I'm trying to control myself so I don't turn into Anthony.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it could be very, very addicting. But, so I quickly outgrew this. So then I got the bag that Marco was talking about earlier that is amazing it holds all kinds of stuff. But now, so I just use this for my ground camera stuff, and it's actually quite nice because you can open it up here, and it's just got this big open
Oh, nice.
this open cavity and these dividers that it comes with that you can basically rearrange to whatever form that you want to fit whatever.
And it's
you
got
want.
that pocket just above that too.
Exactly, yeah. So, well, it's got a zipper here that gives you quick access to the top pocket,
Oh.
which is right here, that has some things in it.
Oh, that is nice.
Yep, and it's got slides here, slots here.
And have all those spare propellers and stuff in there.
Exactly. Propellers, batteries, chargers. Another wider
another
open
one.
pocket, yeah.
Right. Wow.
Another pocket with some dividers in it as well. And this is the pocket, this big pocket here is the pocket that allows you to get in, or that hole that allows you here to get into. So if you don't want to open all this, you just got something on the bottom, you just want to slip in real quick. Do that and you're all good. Zip those back up. It also has a laptop sleeve
Oh my gosh.
in the very, very back.
Yeah, which is kind of a must in just about any backpack you get.
Exactly. And nowadays it's a standard feature.
In fact, I don't know if you can reach it, but over to your right over there.
Oh yeah, I think I see the backpack you're talking about.
Yeah. Let's see if you can bring that one, because this is. I know you might actually have to go get it. But while he does that, this is something that I remember seeing, and I had to get it because it is really. Oh well.
Oh well.
Okay.
This one?
Let's talk. Let's talk about that one because
I can grab both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that.
So here, I'll set this one down.
Okay, so let's talk about this one right here. So this is the Rode backpack, and it is designed. I don't know if this top camera can see it, but got it. Okay, it is designed for podcasters, and it's designed specifically for this board. So I can actually take this, and these microphone stands, believe it or not, are designed to fit in here, along with up to 4 microphones, the laptop, a battery if I don't have a wall plug to plug this into, and it's pretty much the full kit, just like that. And which actually, you may have seen one of our earlier podcasts where we were on location. And this is how I transport everything. It's just right in this backpack.
Exactly, and it's nice that this mixer board is.
It's designed to fit in here.
Well, yeah, and it's designed to be portable like that, to where you can just throw it in a backpack. I've seen mixers, 16, 17, 18 channel mixers that it's like,
that are massive.
Just looks.
Yeah, which I have a couple of those, and they are not portable.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So I'm glad we're not doing the podcast on that. I mean, they're great mixers, and for what they're intended for, they're great, but definitely not something you can just pick up and go. Now, the other bag that Anthony brought.
Front, This one, yeah. Oh, shape nice. And that looks more like a luggage style backpack to fit. Nice, yeah. Fits lots and lots of stuff in there. But yeah, so no matter what it is, we're showing backpacks now because this is what we have. But you can have pouches, satchels, like anything. Just
so that one, I gotta tell you the story really quick. I actually won that from Shape, so thank you, Shape.
Oh, nice.
It is actually the one that my FX3 will travel in when I'm doing location shoots where I'm either traveling on a plane or it's going to be a long journey, and I'm going to be. So it's not just. I have another FX3 case that's much smaller for productions that I just need to bring it out there for a day or two. But when I'm packing up everything, that thing is fantastic. It has wheels on it, so it really is kind of a luggage style case, and it carries just about every accessory I have for it, not including the gimbal. The gimbal kind of is its own thing.
Oh, what gimbal do you have? Yeah,
I have the RS2.
Oh,
and,
that's right. Yeah.
I won't get into it too much, but what I'll say about gimbals is because they've If you're watching YouTube, they're always going to be promoting the latest and greatest gimbal. But honestly, an RS2 is fine. Even the original RS is fine. Sure, the new ones have, better features and affects a few things here and there. But, and if you're like a hardcore gimbal person, then maybe you may want the latest and greatest. But I've come to the realization that it really doesn't matter. The differences between each one is...
they're minute enough to where,
right, exactly.
Yeah,
so you have to be like a hardcore gimbal operator to really
and that's a funny thing, because I'm actually I'm kind of in the market myself looking for a gimbal since I've got my FX6 and I actually flew it on his RS2 and it was nice. The only reason I would probably go for the 3 over the 2 it's just the payload that the RS2 can hold the FX6 and the lens, but that's about it. If I want to put anything else on it, as in like wireless video or a follow focus system or anything like that, it would increase the payload, and I don't know if the motors would be able to hold it for a long time. So that'd probably be the only reason I would go to the RS3.
Yeah, and so that would be well, that's important actually, is just to find out what specifications you need for the gimbal. So when you are gimbal shopping, make sure that it's going to meet whatever workflow that you have planned for it. All right, so let's talk about
with the gimbal. Well, no, I'm saying with the gimbals, that's a perfect segue into smartphone gimbals.
Oh, that's right. And you have this one is
what we have. Yes, this is the DJI Osmo Mobile 6. So yes, this is the latest and greatest they have right now for smartphones. And in doing that research on payloads, you want to make sure you do your research, because with this gimbal, it can hold a phone and maybe a clip-on ND filter lens if you want, but that's about it. So when I went to try and put this small rig cage on here,
it didn't like it.
It didn't like it at all. So, because that small rig cage allows me to put a lot of stuff on, as you're going to see, a lot of extra stuff on here that this gimbal right here can't necessarily take, just because it's designed for just a smartphone and maybe an ND filter.
So here's an interesting question.
Yes.
With in-camera stabilization getting so good, why would you want a gimbal?
Well, you'd want a gimbal for a couple different reasons. One, one of the obvious reasons is they can give you very unique shots. Like there's the one that people always refer to is the vortex, or they call it the inception shot.
Oh, right.
When you have the camera either going forward and moving back, and it's slowly like rotating, like it's rotating down a pipe or something. You can do that very easily with the gimbal. Two,
rifling. Rifling.
Oh yeah, rifling thing. Yeah. Two, with that stabilization comes some caveats. It works best in only certain modes and with certain settings. So that was a big discussion when GoPro gimbals came out. They're like, well, GoPro's got hyper smooth and all these action cameras have all this crazy in-camera stabilization. Why would I need a gimbal? Well, if you want to actually put an ND filter on your GoPro and give you that proper motion blur and that proper shutter speed where you can have a proper decent exposure, the inbuilt stabilization isn't necessarily going to like that, because how it works is it needs nice crisp images to be able to stabilize. So that means you got to crank up your shutter, you got to crank up all this to get that, but you might not necessarily want to do that because I want to shoot it with, and another thing is that low light. The stabilization really for any camera, they're all getting there, but right now, there's not one camera that does it
really
decent, really really well to give you good stabilization in low light. it will always have this, when you jerk, it'll have this mushy, like, smearing effect, I guess they say. So in order to get rid of that, you just take off the stabilization, put it on the gimbal, and there you go. And you can have whatever settings you want, whatever ND filters, whatever else you want, and you're good.
I would also say that holding the camera with a gimbal will allow you to compose shots differently. So even regular moves, whether it's in orbit or moving back and forth, it's going to have a different feel to it because of ergonomically how you're holding the camera.
Exactly. Being able to go from like low to high or high to low and
Right,
keeping
exactly.
that level camera. Yeah.
Right. So aside from the fact that it stabilizes the camera, just ergonomically, you are holding that camera in a much better controlled position so you can compose shots that would probably be extremely difficult or not possible if you were just holding it.
Holding it with your hand, yeah. Like I said, it does take off. So with the gimbal, one thing I've learned is that you still have to learn how to operate the gimbal. The gimbal isn't I just put my phone on here and I immediately have taken off or immediately have gotten rid of all the camera shake and the wobbles and all this. You can have a gimbal and still have massive camera wobble and camera shake if you don't know how to hold it and walk with it and actually move it.
I'm glad you brought that up because it is a skill set like anything else. Even something as simple as learning basic photographic composition, the same thing is true with learning proper gimbal technique.
Exactly.
And obviously operating gimbal is different than Steadicam, but we're not.
But
obviously these cameras are too small for that. So
but even with the Steadicam, you still have to know the techniques because you can still wobble and shake and all that with the Steady. With a big $80,000 rig, you still can get wobbles if you don't know how to properly operate it. Okay, so on to the smartphone gimbals, the DJI OM6, which we have here. It's got a nice little tripod base that you can twist off, but I usually like to leave it on just because it gives me an extra point of contact, so I can two-hand hold it, and that just makes it extra steady. When you can the more points of contact you can have on whatever you're moving, the smoother it's going to be. Wouldn't you agree, Marco?
Oh yeah. No, I actually have when I'm on set and I have my operators, I almost exclusively try to make sure that my operators are at the very least able to operate via the eyepiece and not an onboard. Because of those multi-points of contact like you were talking about. The more connected you are to the camera, the better you're going to be able to compose your shots.
Exactly.
So it's nice that it has that. I know that the RS2 that I have will also allow you to use the feet as
a handle.
So that's a neat feature that it has there.
Yes. And this also has another little neat feature. When it came out, I really didn't like this feature way back in the day, but I found uses for it other than its intended or its original use. This has a built-in selfie stick. And you wouldn't realize it just looking at it here. But the head here can actually stand out.
Okay, I didn't expect that. I did not expect that.
It's a transformer. It can actually extend out, and you can actually tilt this as well.
Oh,
so you
my
can get,
gosh.
Yes. So you can go straight up or you can come down, and it just allows you to have a more comfortable grip when you're holding it out.
You have to get a nice shot with your GoPro there because that's going to look crazy. Just aim it right into that lens. There you
go. So again, this was the selfie stick when it first came out, but the reason I like it now is because, like I said, I can be here and I can get way down low without having to actually get down low to get that shot, or be way up high. And I can start with like a crane shot way up here, and I can go all the way from the sky all the way to the ground. and
is
I
bonkers.
haven't really moved my body at all. I'm still in the same motion from top to bottom.
So I gotta say, I'm really impressed with how far you're taking what we've started to call mobile filmmaking.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Because this is more than I've ever seen. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of. I didn't know it was this much stuff when I got into it, but like I said, you start and then you're just gonna keep acquiring and keep acquiring.
So get that backpack.
Acquiring. Yes,
that backpack is gonna save
or
you.
whatever it is, backpack, satchel, pouch. Yeah.
I will say, going back to that shape bag, once you get a lot of gear, I would definitely start looking for something that has wheels like that, because wheels are going to be your friend as
definitely as this
start
stuff
accumulating
gets,
gears, especially if you're carrying batteries.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, batteries are.
Yeah, they get heavy fast.
And the thing is that they're designed to be heavy, because usually they're hanging off the back of a camera, which means that they have two purposes.
Mm-hmm.
One is to give you that portable power, but two is to provide a counterbalance when the camera is on your shoulder.
Oh,
so
that's right. That's right. Yeah. Actually, so Anthony and I both have. Speaking of portable power.
Yeah, we can segue right into that. Yes.
Yeah.
The anchor. Yeah.
And now I didn't know he had that, and he didn't know I had one either.
Yeah.
So
and just
and I haven't labeled mine either, so I'm hoping it doesn't walk away. But this produces what's the output?
20, well, the output is, let me find it. 87 watts.
87 watts.
Yes.
And
26,000 milliamp hours. 87 watts output. This thing can fast charge my 2021 M1 MacBook Pro from 0 to like 90%.
And that was one of the reasons I bought this. It was going to be to power a couple of things. One was to power the my laptop when I needed it, and it also powers this board. So that backpack I showed you earlier. This comes with it, so that I can power the board.
Exactly, and that's the thing that I'm really liking in this day and age, is everything is just becoming more and more portable and more mobile. Because for some reason I've always, since I was a little kid, and I've just always liked doing things on the go. Yes, it's nice to come home and have a home base and a setup and an office and all that, but to me it was just more interesting to see, well, how can I take this with me and have it work the same way? Where
have
I'm
it
not
out in the field where
where
you don't always have access to the stuff you need.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's also kind of an interesting day and age that we live in, because back in the film days, the motion picture cameras did not really draw that much power. So we had batteries that had less battery capacity, but that was fine.
Yeah, because all you needed to do was turn a couple motors.
Right,
exactly.
To
move the film through.
But then when these new digital flash media cameras came out, they were power hungry, and they still are. The bigger motion picture cameras draw a lot of power, probably up to some of them up to 100 watts, I think. So yeah, and actually, because battery technology has come such a long way, obviously we can now power these lights, even these studio lights that we have right now.
Studio lights that we have, yeah. So yeah, everything can be portable, and it's not just that it's portable and it's long lasting.
Right.
Like I said, this thing is 27,000 milliamp hours. That'll charge your phone all day. Like if you a couple of days.
It's a lot of milliamps.
Exactly. It'll charge 4 and 5 things. Like I've had my phone, my computer, my watch, a couple GoPro batteries charging. Like and it's good for a couple hours at least.
So I'll show you the next thing here. If you want to continue, I'll go bring the next. On to the back. Yeah, continue with the power. So anchor here with the big boy. And what I just recently got here is an Anchor. And Anchor is a really, really good company. I discovered them a couple years ago. Yeah. So if you really want to bring power with you,
Yeah, exactly. Get a portable power station.
yeah, right? You have, I can't remember. I know you have a Jackery.
Yeah. I've just
but
got
you just got the EcoFlow.
Yeah. Well, no. I just have the Jackery.
Jackery,
I don't know if I want to continue down the Jackery pathway. Yeah, the ecosystem with all their stuff, since I've already got one of their power stations and solar panels for it, or if I want to kind of branch out and see some other stuff as well.
But those power stations have been phenomenal. So that power station that I just showed you was a lifesaver. It is, I think it's about 700 watt hours, and that was enough to power a film shoot that was on it. When I say film shoot, I literally mean film. We were shooting Super 16. We were able to charge the 4 onboard camera batteries. We are able to power an old LCD monitor that was able to handle the standard definition video signal, because it is a film camera, so it doesn't have, at least the one we were using didn't have a modern HD digital signal. So,
oh man,
yeah, we were dealing with some old technology, but that battery saved the production. It even charged the dolly. So,
nice.
yeah, we had a Fisher 11 dolly, and so we plugged it into that, and we charged it up so we can do our compound dolly moves with it.
Nice.
It was a really good shoot, but it's such a small thing, and it has, like I said, I believe that one. I could be wrong, but I want to say it was about 700 watt hours, and it got us through the whole day.
Okay, nice. And I was saying, so going from the big to the small.
Going back to the small, right?
Go back to small. Yeah, I was saying Anchor is a good company. I started using them a couple years ago, and every product that I've had has been amazing. So I'm just gonna keep using them until they stop making good products, or I find something better.
I have heard, and maybe Tony can pop it up on the screen or something, but I think Anchor is finally making a power station.
Yeah. I was looking into those too. They have a couple different power stations and solar panels and all that. Everyone is getting.
Everyone
into that
has
nowadays.
it now. I went to Costco, and Energizer has one now.
Oh man,
because of course they do.
Of course, yes. But yeah, going from the big to the really, really small. I just got this one. It's the Anchor 633 magnetic battery charger. So not only does it have a USB-C for charging the pack and delivering power, it has a USB-A. It also has MagSafe, or magnetic Qi. Is it Qi charging? I guess that's how you pronounce it.
Oh, the wireless.
The wireless standard that everyone uses now.
Okay,
so,
let's see.
So go.
What?
Yep, and there you go. Just charge it.
Oh, that is bonkers.
Exactly. So, and this little thing is 5,000 milliamp hours. In the palm of your hand, slip it right in your pocket, and you got 5,000, which is like
Dr. Who here is very impressed.
Yeah, which will give your phone at least 2 or 3 charges from empty. If you're doing that or just charging anything else up, you can do your phone. You can plug in your smartwatch. You can do your earbuds if you want, if they're wireless charged. Yeah.
Which I just discovered mine where I actually had no idea. Oh, nice. I bought a little charging station, and I put them on there just to see what would happen. And
oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that was a happy surprise. Wasn't sure.
Oh, okay. Coming out of the power. So, yes, there are a lot of different power options. So, you always want to have some sort of power solution, whether you're in a studio with plugs everywhere, or you're out in the deep woods on location, and all you got is a power pack like he's got with the EcoFlow or a Jack or whatever. But always
another use for that EcoFlow, because I've seen a lot of DITs have this. So if you're the one in charge of either you're a full DIT, and I'm going to use the term media manager for people downloading footage. If you're a true DIT with the Flanders OLED screens and a full computer and RAIDs and everything, those EcoFlows are great, because even when you have power from your G&E team, you never know what those guys are gonna do. So
Oh yeah,
having your
Oof.
emergency power backup there,
exactly.
right?
You don't want them to cut power because they need to
Right.
add some gas, and you're 2 minutes away from a
Final download,
from a
right?
5-hour download, and it all goes away.
Exactly. So they're
Yeah.
they're a must-have on a modern film set.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yes.